And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Sometimes games names and looks are very deceiving. When you look at the box for this game, which is called Let's Catch the Lion, it looks like it sounds like a game that you play with preschool children. Let's catch the lion. And when you look at the pieces of the game, they don't really dissuade you from that. They're these nice blocks that look like kids might want to play with and have some kind of fun. And let's catch the lion. But it's actually a very well-designed two-player abstract strategy game that really seems simple on onset, but I think has some pretty good depth. Let me show you the board. Here's the starting position for the board. Each player has 4 pieces: a chick, a lion, a giraffe, and an elephant. Each piece moves differently, and they simply move along the board. For example, the elephant here can move diagonally, and you can see that by the dots in the corner of the piece, and that helps you know which space he can move to next. The lion can move anywhere he wants. The giraffe can move orthogonally, forward or sideways. And if there's another piece from the enemy team there, and you move there, you have captured them, and you put that piece in your hand. On a future turn, instead of moving one of your pieces, you can put one of these pieces back on the board as your side. So as you capture your opponent's pieces, they become your own pieces. If you get one of your chicks into the end zone of the other player, it becomes a chicken. And you see, a chicken has some pretty good movement capabilities, except it cannot move backwards diagonally. And the goal of the game is one of two things: either to kill your opponent's lion, or to get your own lion into the end zone of the opponent. You are not allowed to move your lion into a spot that will get him captured. And so there's some that has almost a bit of a chess connotation. And in fact, this game almost feels like it's a halfway chess match, because the game can be very simple, and yet there's so much strategy behind it. You know, what do you do in your first move here? Do you capture your opponent's chick with your chick, only to have it killed by the lion? Do you move your giraffe up first? Do you move the lion over here? And there's a lot of different things that you can do, but there's not too many. There's a basic few opening moves that you can make, but as the game progresses, it gets more and more interesting, because you have to decide whether to move a piece on the board or put a new piece on, and then where do you put that new piece? And so I find the game very interesting, a very good back and forth mechanic, but not so overwhelming that anybody can learn to play it. Currently, the game is only printed in Japanese, although you can get a set of English rules, which are very simple, and the game itself has no language dependence. I really like the pieces. They're these nice thick blocks. Yes, the colors and the whole thing looks like a children's game, but it is a game that I can play with children. My own daughter, who's 9 years old, she was able to play this game fairly well, and although I was able to sucker her and think a few moves ahead more than her, it's still a nice beginning abstract game with a theme that's interesting. I like it. Now, I wonder, 50 plays down the road, how much staying power it will have. I can't tell you that. I've only played it maybe 5 or 6 times, but the feeling I'm getting from it so far is very positive. Each of the game feels differently, and while there may be set moves and the game may be solvable, I think it's certainly worth a try. And for those of us, my category, people who like light abstract games which offer some deep strategy but not too deep, this is a good one.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.